Living in Maplewood Estates meant tolerating Karen's obsession with control, but sometimes she crossed lines that demanded creativity. My latest run-in started innocuously enough. I was planting tulips along my driveway when I noticed something that made my blood boil. A bright red "Sold" sign had been planted smack in the middle of my driveway. My driveway, not hers, not the street, mine. I stormed over to Karen's house, ready to demand an explanation. She was on her porch, clipboard in hand, clearly proud of herself. "Oh, that," she said casually. "I thought it would motivate you to sell your house. Keep the neighborhood standards up." I stared at her. "You put a 'sold' sign in my driveway? That's illegal, Karen." She smirked. "Technically, it's just a suggestion." That was the moment I realized reasoning with Karen was pointless. This was a power play, pure and simple. I needed a countermeasure, something bold enough to make her rethink her antics, but clever enough to avoid actual legal trouble. I spent the next evening planning. Inspiration struck while I was tinkering in my garage. If Karen wanted to play games with signs, I would escalate, but in a way she could never ignore. By morning, I had printed a brand new, intimidating sign and placed it firmly in the middle of my driveway. In bold letters, it read, "Private military zone trespassers will be prosecuted." I even added faux security emblems and a couple of blinking solar lights for effect. The next time Karen walked past, clipboard in hand, she froze. Her mouth opened, then closed, then opened again, as if she couldn't quite process what she was seeing. What is this?" she stammered. I smiled calmly. "I thought I'd give you a visual reminder. My property, my rules. Your little games have consequences." Karen tried to argue, to insist that she was enforcing neighborhood standards. But the intensity of the sign and its official-looking details left her flustered. She muttered something about calling the HOA, but even the idea of reporting me felt silly after the theatrical impact of my new driveway. Neighbors began to take notice. Some chuckled quietly from across the street, while others whispered in awe at the sheer audacity of it. It was subtle revenge, creative and harmless, but it sent a clear message. I wasn't a victim of her games anymore. Karen eventually retreated, fuming but unable to remove the sign without looking ridiculous. She muttered about rules, about authority, about civility, but no words could erase the symbolism of my bold response. The driveway remained a private military zone for weeks, and every time she walked past, I could see the frustration etched on her face. The best part? My sign became a local legend. People joked about the military-grade driveway on neighborhood social media pages, and I quietly enjoyed watching Karen squirm. It was a perfect example of how a little creativity and confidence could turn a petty HOA power play into a moment of neighborhood-wide amusement and personal triumph. Sometimes I still glance at that driveway and smile. Karen may try to enforce rules, intimidate neighbors, and play petty games, but no one is going to plant a sign in my yard again. Not while I have a sense of humor and a laser printer.